Die Hard is a 1988 American action film directed by John McTiernan and written by Jeb Stewart and Stephen E. D'Souza, based on the 1979 novel Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe. It stars Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, Alexander Goodenough, and Bonnie Bedelia, with Reginald VelJohnson, William Atherton, Paul Gleason, and Hart Bocher in supporting roles. The film was released in the United States on July 15, 1988, and had a budget of around $35 million. Principal photography began in November 1987 and concluded by early March 1988. Filming took place almost entirely in and around Fox Plaza in Century City.
It's Christmas Eve, and while the Nakatomi Corporation celebrates its most successful year, some uninvited guests arrive downstairs. "12 terrorists with a meticulous and cold-blooded plan for the greatest robbery in history are about to seize this LA high-rise. This is one party John McClane will never forget. Bruce Willis stars in the new 20th Century Fox action-adventure Die Hard. Willis portrays a New York City cop who becomes the only hope for his estranged wife and 30 others who are held captive.
John McClane is simply an ordinary guy who was thrown into extraordinary circumstances. He's not some super cop, some indestructible, unfeeling, unemotional guy. He's a guy who cares for his wife. He cares about his own life. He cares about staying alive. This could have very easily become a very heavy, kill everybody, blood and guts, bullets flying everywhere film. But when your life is on the line, you could die at any moment. A very strange sense of humor comes out, and from the research that I did, and talking to the various officers and detectives who helped us on this, they helped me a lot, to find that kind of black humor.
Bonnie Bedelia plays Willis's wife, Holly, and English stage actor Alan Rickman stars as the diabolical terrorist leader Hans Gruber.
She's the leader, sort of the group of hostages through most of the movie. So I think when you have 50 people looking to you, and you're who they're looking to, it kind of, in itself, might force you to become a little stronger and a little less just a bundle of raw nerve tissue.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm not playing the villain. I'm just playing somebody who wants certain things in life, has made certain choices, and goes after them.
His hot-headed right-hand man, Carl, is played by Alexander Goodenough.
I like the idea of playing bad guy. It's an action movie, which I haven't done before. And it's very interesting and it's very different, and you learn a lot.
I hear you, partner. LA's finest are on it. So light him if you got him.
McClane's only real support comes from another cop, played by Reginald VelJohnson.
The man is hurting. He is alone, tired, and he hasn't seen diddly squat from anybody down here. Now you're gonna stand there and tell me that he's gonna give a damn about what you do to him if he makes it out of there alive?
He's lost faith in the system, and the system has made him lose faith in himself, I guess you would say. And McClane helps him get that faith back so he can become the man that he wants to be.
It was a physically exhausting film. I did most of my own stunts in this. I really trained hard for this film and got in good shape. I really wanted to do a lot of my own stunts because I think that always lends a lot of production value to the picture, and it was a lot of fun.
Besides breathtaking stunts, Die Hard also calls for spectacular visual effects.
He's doing it, but he's not really doing it, which gets you more pissed off.
One of director John McTiernan's greatest challenges was to find a real building where his production team could shoot guns and set off explosions. He found that building in the newly built Fox Plaza. Filming in the midst of a busy residential and business district created production difficulties, particularly for special effects coordinator Al DeSaro, who worked with producers Lawrence Gordon and Joel Silver on Predator.
Boom, boom, boom. I can tell you what the challenge is for me on this film. It's shooting in this building. I've made some calls to some effects people that I've worked with in the years, just to find out, hey guys, have you ever blown up a floor on a real building? Well, yeah, we've done that before. A 35-story high-rise, like the Fox Plaza, and all I get is this wide-eyed look from them, like, we haven't done that.
We have to periodically run downstairs and apologize to the lawyer beneath us, saying we're about to fire machine guns. Will you excuse us?
What we got happening is our terrorist on the second floor has just seen this armored car come crashing through the rail. So he's got his rocket launcher set up. Ready, woman! He fires a rocket down at it to disable it. And everything's blowing up underneath. All right? The last detonation will be as if the gas tank has exploded in this, which is totally disabling the vehicle, washing gas out into the street. It sounds good, doesn't it?
You can't walk into a supermarket without seeing this guy's little smile coming at you from every rack. He's on the cover of 12 magazines, and I'm working with him. I know it's very, very strange. But he's wonderful. You wouldn't know that, really. He's real low-key, real quiet kind of guy. You know, he's not a big talker or entertainer. He kind of keeps to himself. He's real serious about the work. And I was nicely surprised by that.
The first time we staged a fight scene, it was a small thing. We had the normal arrangement of you have the fight double standing by. And we took it up to the fight with Bruce, and I went up to him and said, okay, you can step out now and we'll have this. He said, no, he wanted to do it. And he did it. And he spooked hell out of us. Because all of a sudden, that street kid from New Jersey, he scared the other stuntman. He didn't do anything dangerous. It was in his eyes. That very, very tough street kid suddenly was there, and it terrified the stuntman.
You know, Bruce is as interested as I am in something happening between two actors or two characters in a movie, be it a movie or a play. That's to do with two actors looking at each other and listening to each other. And I don't think that's any different on the biggest stage in New York or the smallest studio in Hollywood.
I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I like to laugh a lot. I like to have fun. But you gotta take those things you read in the paper with a grain of salt.
The public has seen many Bruce Willises, from the supermarket tabloids to his flip detective in TV's Moonlighting to several roles on the big screen. In the action-adventure Die Hard, he gets to play a new character, a street-smart New York cop trapped in a high-rise office building with 12 terrorists.
I don't know if I'd be telling on myself if I said this or not, but this film was very gratifying for me in a lot of masculine ways. I think any guy whoever played Army as a kid or played cops and robber as a kid can relate to, running around carrying a gun, shooting at people and, being shot at.
Die Hard was both physically and emotionally draining for Willis. He not only performed most of his own stunts, but spent a great deal of time researching his role with Los Angeles police detectives.
I heard some pretty gruesome stories There's a really interesting dynamic that happens when your life is threatened. There are a lot of things that happen to you, that happen to your mind, to your vision, to your breathing, to your control of the muscles in your body.
Ready and action!
You get tunnel vision. You experience hearing losses. A lot of really strange things happen that pretty much only cops know about because they're in life-threatening situations just about every day.
You are done. No more table. Where are you going, pal? Next time you have a chance to kill someone, don't hesitate. Thanks for the advice.
When your life is on the line, you could die at any moment, a very strange sense of humor comes out.
9 million terrorists in the world, and I gotta kill one with feet smaller than my sister.
There's a scene where I put this guy that I've just rolled down the stairs and broken his neck in the elevator. And I look out of the elevator and I see it's on a construction floor, and it's Christmas in LA. There's a little plastic Santa there, it's got a little Santa hat. And I don't know, I just got this idea that it would be kind of a funny little message to the other bad guys. And I think they kept it in the film. Success has made me ask myself some hard questions. What do I want to do? Where do I want to work? It just makes me want to do more work. It makes me want to be better. It certainly challenges me to the point of striving to make each film that I do a little bit better. I've done things on television and in the films that I've done that I would never have gotten to do if I was just working one job my entire life. And it satisfies me on a lot of levels. Acting allows you to pretend to become many, many different people and to live out many, many different lives and many, many different fantasies.
Okay, take him up. Way down. Yeah. Still on the BTA. Okay. Still on the set. Plug him in and go do. That's good. You like that high shot? You will. That's it. I think he's going to be holding these. But it will. Only one. And action. Bruce. Right, good. Right. First Prince.
Well, we've lost that cutting edge, I tell you.
Yeah, he is. What? Okay, Alan. Hand back, nice, easy. Fire in the hole, Ray. Fire in the hole. Roll it. Fire in the hole. Neat. Keep mark. Okay. And action. Hey!
Okay, here so he can see. Let him see the front of the truck.
Ben Nelson. Go ahead. It's going to end up right here, Yanni. We need to raise that piece of board up higher. So bring a couple more apple boxes and see if you got some 1x cleats. Board right here to hide that camera. Take that. Your whole bag, Mike. Yeah. Not a little notch down there. Mike! Had a fixed bag. Back down. The last yellow pad. Go to the hot dog up here. I got the hot dog up here. Need a meat bag. Bring them up. Bring them all up. Eddie, give me a hot dog.
Die Hard's premiere took place on July 12, 1988 at the Avco Theater in Los Angeles, California. In North America, the film received a limited release in 21 theaters in 13 cities on July 15, 1988.
Well, Alan, it's nice to have this chance to talk with you because your background has been mostly theater up till now, and so I haven't had a chance to meet you. But I have a feeling that everybody is going to know your name from now on because of this film. And there you are, #1 villain of the film. You don't look at all villainous. I don't feel intimidated by you at all.
I should hope not.
What is it like? I mean, making your first film is an experience anyway, but to make your film debut in something like this, was this just a terrorizing experience for you, or what was it like?
No, I didn't feel terrorized. I actually quite like to be scared, but I was not even scared, but I like the idea of jumping off a cliff. I like a bit of danger to be involved in the work, some size to the challenge. So that was definitely there because it was such a big movie to be involved in, and the challenge was inside that big kind of broad adventure movie to make it a person live in the middle of it.
I'm sorry. You did some of your own stunts, didn't you?
Yeah. I did all of them.
Well, what did
such as they were.
What did you do? What do you consider the most dangerous one you did?
Well, I mean, I suppose potentially the most dangerous thing I did. I mean, there was really only one stunt for me to do. There was jumping down from a ledge 3 foot high, which a lot of people do every day of their lives. I just managed to rip a cartilage in my knee doing that. But that was because it was late at night and tense and noisy, and it was my first shot. So that was living dangerously. It was the first thing I ever did on the movie. But right at the end, I was dropped from 40 feet.
Now see, I just can't imagine that. I can't imagine that.
Well, I couldn't. That's why I did it. I kind of checked out that it was going to be safe. And they promised me it was, but now, of course, in retrospect, I think, what else are they going to say? They won't want me to do it. But I knew it would be a good shot, so once I knew that it would be safe enough, then it was fine. And I'm not scared of heights or anything like that, so it was a thrill.
You only had to do it once?
No, I had to do it. So it was 3 or 4 times. I can't remember which now.
Did it feel the same each time? I mean, the same amount of...
Did it get faster? No.
No, did you get used to it?
Well, you kind of knew that the feeling of leaving your stomach up there was going to be coming up in a second or two. By the second, third time, yeah. It got a bit tougher because in order to drop, you first had to climb out through a gantry and then be hung by a brace that was around my hips and waist, and then hanging from a wire. And you'd be sometimes hanging there for a couple of minutes because I had to get the focus right, and then all of that. And then suddenly they pull the wire, and suddenly you're just falling. And it's not as if it's free falling, you know, there's no wires, nothing. Just you and the ground coming up. Except there was an airbag.
Do you get extra money for that?
No.
You sure? You didn't ask.
But maybe I should have talked to my union. But I don't think so.
Are you bitten by the movie bug now? Is this?
I do enjoy making films. Yeah, I went on to do another film straight after Die Hard, which is very different and very much smaller, and a comedy, much more of a comedy, I guess.
Good guy?
A good guy, yeah.
Romantic guy?
Well, sort of, in an oddball sort of way. Not the romantic lead of the movie, that's Kevin Kline, but his next-door neighbour who gets involved in helping him and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio to solve a crime. But no, I like it. But it comes at a right time for me because I've spent the last 2 years working really hard in the theatre, so it's...
Was Bruce a big help to you in the scenes you had with him?
Yeah, he was great because he knows exactly what he's doing, and you know that if you've got somebody who you can just see is confident on the set, and also off, you know, when the cameras aren't rolling, just watching somebody who handles that situation as well as he does, handles his relationship with the crew and is very professional about being ready and knowing what he has to do and not wasting anybody's time.
Does he kid around with the crew?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I wouldn't be confident enough to do that. I would just be going and whispering to them, asking for advice. But no, yeah, and that's great. If you have a leading actor, I think they have a responsibility to the whole atmosphere of the set. You know, I always feel that a leading actor in a play has a responsibility to the company. It's something you have to take on board, and he certainly does.
And
absolutely to his credit, because it just helps everybody else to relax.
Yes. Well, Alan, I enjoyed you very much. You're a good villain.
Thank you.
A scary villain. I'm glad that I can see you this way rather
than...
than...
I'm just a real person. Strangely enough.
Wonderful performance.
Thanks
the movie's going
much.
to do very, very well.
Thanks.
See you in the sequel.
And how? Levitation.
Like John Gielgud, you'll come back as a ghost.
Oh, a ghost. A dream.
Thank you.
Don't do that, Fred. Okay.
Right.
All set.
You got speed.
Well, Alexander, we have never met before, but I have long admired your career as a dancer and you as a dancer, and now I'm admiring you as an actor.
Thank you.
And your performance in this movie is really something, is dynamite. Just great. Is this a role as far as all this action and everything? Do you really enjoy doing all of that?
Well, I enjoyed and I had fun and it's interesting.
When they approached you, did they tell you all that you'd be going through as far as the action?
No. I bumped into Joel Silver, the producer, at the party, and he said, Alexander Godunov, yes, would you like to play a villain, bad guy, or whatever? I said, well, may I read the script? Sure, I'll send it tomorrow. So I read the script, I liked the script, I liked the story. And then we met, and I said, well, my character is sort of just holding a gun, running around, nothing else. I don't know. And we talked, and we sort of build up the character in terms of my brother, who Bruce Willis is killing him. And so there was a little background, and I thought, well, why not? Let's go and try. I've never done action movie, and it's different compared to the others. Well, each movie is different because it's a new story, new director, everything is new. But it was quite interesting experience. I enjoyed working on.
The fight that you and Bruce have is just phenomenal. Wow. And I couldn't help but think, Alexander, as I watched it, I thought that all that ballet training is really coming in to play here. At least it seemed that way to me. I mean, not that they were ballet moves, but it
Well, I hope they weren't.
no, but I
Thank
mean,
That's
just-
what I try to avoid.
but just the force of it all and the energy of it all and everything. How long did
in terms of physicality, of course, my ballet background helped me to run up and down, and but it's still different compared what you do in ballet on stage, and the way you sort of introduce yourself or give a message to the audience is different than what you do here in front of the camera.
But it was rather choreographed. It would have to be.
Right, we worked with a stunt coordinator, so we had to put our bodies, and again, the angle of the camera, etc., and decoration, so you have to know where to be before you kick or whatever. It wasn't just improvisation, of course not.
Of course, you had worldwide fame and recognition as a dancer, but I've always thought that dancers don't have the right amount of recognition and the right amount of money compared with other people in the arts. Do you find that you have more recognition as an actor than as a dancer?
Well, I believe so, because the movie audience is the largest in the world, I mean, in terms of the art-wise, right? So, of course, when you are on the screen, it's like, I haven't been in New York for, I'm not talking about this time, but, well, almost for a year, and I came to New York last year, well, this year, in springtime, and people stopped me on the street. I said, "Good enough, hello, how are you, how are you, how are you?" And I thought, what's going on, what I've done? And then someone told me I was on TV, they showed Money Pit or something, and it's only TV besides the screening, but it's enormous audience, and I guess you get more recognized after the movie more than being a ballet dancer, which it's sort of, I guess you have less audience, compare movies or TV.
Is it, Alexander, more satisfying to be acting than dancing?
Well, yes. I mean, for me, yes. I'm not saying that I wasn't satisfied with what I've done in ballet, and I enjoyed very much. But I stopped dancing, and I'm looking forward to work on the movies, and I'm enjoying it. It's a different. It's I guess it's changing my life in terms of my thoughts, and it's a different point of view, and I like the process. I like working, and I'm enjoying it. It's hard, it's difficult, I'm learning. It's not just, I go and, well, you ask any actor, it's not easy as it looks right there. And, so far, well, it works well for me, so...
So you're happy?
Yes.
One quick last question. And I don't want to give anything away about the ending, but did they shoot more than one ending?
You mean with me?
With just...
Or...
many times films, they'll shoot like 3 different endings, test them, and then pick the
Oh,
best.
You mean that? No, it was the way it was. I mean, we spent many days there, but there wasn't like, let's end on the roof or in the basement or... in the, I don't know, in Santa Monica, no. My knowledge, I mean, but that's what I know.
Well, again, let me tell you, the film is great, and you're very, very good in it.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it a lot, and it's going to make $1 jillion. I hope you have a percentage.
No.
Unfortunately. Thank you.
I'm a beginner. So.
All right.
Next time.
Next time, Alexander. Thank you for talking with
much.
us today here in New York.
Thank you.
Bonnie, I have long admired you on the screen. I never got to see you on stage, but I've long admired you on the screen, and I'm really happy to have this chance to talk with you. Your role is such a good woman's role. Was that really why you took it, or?
I actually, the truth is, I took it because I was asked very nicely by Bruce Willis and Joel Silver to do it, and I figured if they really wanted me, that they must have very high intentions, good intentions for this movie, because I don't think I would be an obvious choice to play opposite Bruce Willis in an action film. I don't think, I would be like right on the top of the list. So it seemed to me to be off casting. It's just off enough to be more interesting than what you would expect. Not because I'm more interesting, but because it's unexpected. And then I heard they were talking to Alan Rickman about playing the villain, and he was so wonderful in Les Liaisons Dangereuses on Broadway, and such a wonderfully trained actor from the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. I mean, it just had a feeling, the whole production had a feeling about it like it was going to be something special, and they were trying to invest it with as much weight as possible. And I think it came off that way, too. I think they succeeded. I think all the cast members are very, not only very good, but very unexpected in their various parts.
Your role is such that you have to remain the cool one when all heck is breaking loose around you, and the terrorists and guns to your head and, terrible stuff going on. Did you ever stop to think about, if you were in a situation half that bad, whether or not you could be cool?
I would be a mess. I'm sure I would be on the floor in a puddle of something, tears or something else. But I'm not sure about that. That's my feeling. I think sometimes we rise to the occasion if it's if the condition is perilous enough.
In your own life now with your children, when they have little accidents as children do, or things go wrong, are you pretty cool with them?
No, actually, I'm not. Children, your kids are something else, and that's where Holly starts to. The first time you see it really hit her is when her kids start becoming involved. I think that's a soft spot for any parent. That's where you draw the line when it comes to your kids. I mean, anything that happens to my kids is like a major deal. I do anything, but you don't mess with my kids. I just think that's a natural instinct. No, I'm not real cool. I mean, I try to be, but oh my God, you burned your hand! You'll never be the same. Somebody do something. Call the fire department. All I had to do was get the Bactine.
Did you know Bruce then before you got into this picture?
No, I'd never met him. I watched him on Moonlighting. I thought he was very charming. I always enjoyed that show in the early days. I really liked it when it first came on. No, I was really very thrilled and flattered that he thought of me.
And working with him, was that a really great experience?
Yeah, it was nice. I wish I would have gotten to work with him more than I did. Bruce, for the most part in the movie, works by himself, because it's him against the world, and he's off in the, he's lost in the building and running around with a walkie-talkie through 90% of the movie. So he worked by himself most of the time. I had a couple of scenes with him, and that was a terrific experience. He's a real hard worker. And the scenes that we had to do were probably the least well-developed scenes in the script. So we really had to work hard on them, and we spent a lot of time. I was really worried because I didn't think they were quite right, and I didn't know why. And I was very happy to realize that he felt the exact same way and was ready to do something about it. So
you started out as a child studying ballet, and did you have a chance to talk with Alexander Goodenough about dance at all?
Yes, shyly at first. Yeah, a little bit. I was very surprised by a lot of what he said. It's very interesting. I was of the Balanchine School. I had a scholarship with George Balanchine at the School of American Ballet, and he's not a big George Balanchine fan, which I don't think I met a dancer who wasn't really.
And the Russians seem to have a great admiration for Balanchine. Many of them do.
Yes, it was fascinating talking to him. I talked to him mostly about his homeland and his defection from there, and exactly how it happened and what went through his mind and his first impressions, because he's only been here 8 years.
Is he a U.S. citizen?
Oh yes, now he is, and he was amazingly open about that, and that was the most interesting thing. That was really quite wonderful.
Well, Bonnie, we've used up our time, but it's been fun talking with you. Yeah. Wonderful performance. I think this movie will go through the roof.
Yeah.
I think it has just
so.
box office appeal in spades, as they say.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Cut. Well, Bruce, I don't know if anybody else has been telling you this, but surely they have. You people have a heck of a hit on your hands.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Oh, just a dynamite picture, and
yeah, it's very exciting.
We saw it with an audience, and you would have thought it was the Texas OU game, and Texas won.
Yeah, it was like it was an event. It was. I've never experienced that. I've never seen anything like that. People were yelling, and screaming, and cheering. It was. Very, rewarding.
Why the beard now?
This is for a film that I'm starting next Thursday.
Too bad, Bruce. You just can't find any work these days.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very, very difficult, Bobby. No, I actually have to appear on camera with this exact look next Thursday, so I have to. So we had to kind of shoot it like this now.
You are in this movie, Bruce, if you don't mind the comparisons, put up with me while I do this. But you're Rambo, you're Superman, you're Schwarzenegger, all rolled into one. Now, what happens if you kind of get stuck into that image? People like it so much that that's what they want to see you do every time.
Well, I really choose my films to satisfy myself. I don't really concern myself with what I think the audience wants. With Die Hard, I chose the role actually because I wanted to play against those other characters you mentioned. I think John McClane is the opposite of a superhero. He's not invincible. He's a very vulnerable guy. He's capable of being afraid and of making mistakes and feeling pain, and I think that's part of the reason the audience has responded so well to this film. It's about somebody that they know. It's not about this kind of larger than life character. It certainly is an action film. It's an adventure. It's like this roller coaster ride. But I chose this part because of the dignity of this guy. Because he I know someone like that. And I may do other action films. I don't know.
You may do a sequel to this one.
Maybe. Yeah. Somebody had that idea over the past couple of days, I think. But I like to keep challenging myself. I like to keep forcing myself to do new things. And one of the scary things about that is you have the opportunity to fail when you try new things, but it's the only thing I can do, to continue to grow as an actor.
I don't mean to associate it with failure, but the fact that Sunset did not do blockbuster business,
Mm-hmm.
How do you perceive that? Because I thought that picture had a lot going for it.
So did I. I certainly on a lot of people's scorecards, if a film doesn't make a lot of money, that means that it's not a good film. I think Sunset was a great film. I liked my work in it. There's very little an actor can do once the film is done shooting to make the film a hit. It either is that or it's not. But I don't really, concern myself with that. I judge myself by my work in a film, not by how much money the film makes.
Bruce, in this movie, you do some of your own stunts, and one that I read about, am I right, a 20-foot fall into
25 feet.
25 foot
into an airbag.
Into an airbag.
While they blew the roof of the building off behind me.
What did you tell Demi the day that you shot
I didn't
that?
tell her. I didn't tell her that we were going to do that.
Drive-bys?
Yeah, it was pretty hairy. I've never done a stunt quite like that, and I don't think I ever will. Again, it was, but it was it certainly works in the film. I mean, I was very glad that I was able to do it.
One shot, one take?
One shot, 4 cameras. I did a lot of stunts in this film. I like things that thrill me. I like taking risks, and in my everyday life, I don't get the opportunity to ride on top of elevators, to jump off the roof of, and to fight with Alexander Goodenough. Those things don't come up very much in my life.
Baby is coming. I talked to Demi not too long ago, several months ago, and the baby is coming in September around there. And I asked Demi if you were, I said, is Bruce going to be there, and is he going to help with the natural childbirth? And she said, he'd better be.
Yeah.
So now you're going to be working on a film. How are you going to do that?
Well, they're kind enough to give me some time off around the time the baby comes.
So Demi is going to have to schedule things.
Well, she's going to be down there with me.
Ah.
Yeah, she's going to. We kind of stay together a lot,
Yeah, I think that's nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah, and so she's doing okay?
She's doing great. She's doing really good. I'm very proud of her.
Are you okay?
I'm good, yeah, I'm good. I'm very proud of her. It's a difficult thing to carry a child around inside you for 9 months, and it really has given me a new respect for women, and for her in particular.
Well, that's nice of you to say that. Bruce, good luck. Not that
Thank you very
not
much.
that you need it. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you. It's
meeting you
nice
and
to meet
talking
you.
with you. We've never met because you're on that Brand X network.
Right.
And I'm with the Peacock. Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
That was fun. Well, Reginald, it's nice to be talking with you
Thank
here
you.
in New
Nice
York
to talk with
City
you.
on the occasion of this press premiere of Die Hard.
Yes.
I hope you have a percentage of this picture.
Because, do you have points? Do you have points? No, I don't have any points, but I hope it's a big hit. I'll do the sequel. I'll get points in the sequel.
There you go.
That's
There
right.
you go. Now you're talking. Your role is really a pivot. You're one of the pivot characters.
Thank you.
And it was interesting to me because I wonder, as an actor, how you handled it. You're talking with Bruce, but there is no physical presence of Bruce.
That's true.
So how was that? Were you just talking to some AD off camera or what?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was talking to a script girl who was dressed up to look like Bruce. As a matter of fact,
Now you're kidding me.
Well, no, I'm kidding you. Yes, but it was sort of like that. I mean, unfortunately, he wasn't able to be there for me because his time was limited with this and jockeying back and forth between Moonlighting and another production he was working on. So I had him a couple of days, but there were a lot of times I didn't have him, and I understood that before I did it. But what was helpful was that I had a very good director, John McTiernan, who kind of like guided me through each and every frame of the film that I had to talk with Bruce with, and he made it easier because he's the kind of director that really makes you realize what is happening, and that was helpful. And my training and my theater training and theater background also helped a lot, So it was difficult, but I did do it.
Then when you saw it with Bruce's voice in there, did you have any feelings about, I might have said that a little differently had I known he was going to respond like that?
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. I sat there both nights watching the things and said, well, I would have done it different. I wish I had time to do it differently again, And you don't really have, you just have to rely on your own best judgment. You have to say, well, that you make the right choices. And, and that's when the director and the cameramen come in and the cinematographer and all those people come in to help you make those right decisions. And I didn't make too many mistakes, I don't think I did anything that I regret totally. I said, well, maybe I would have did a little differently, but not that much.
As something, it's not anything that an audience would ever be perceptive about. I mean,
No.
those are just choices
Not the way
that
they were
actors
acting last
make.
night. That's right.
I'm, of course, very familiar with Century City.
Mm-hmm.
And I got such a kick seeing all that going on there in Century City. But now, actually, how did you film, or how did the company film all of that stuff right there in that environment with everything that goes on there?
Very carefully is what they did. Really, I mean, we had a lot of, sometimes some of the people in the neighborhood would complain, you know, and about all the noise and whatnot, but we had to do it. They actually built a replica of the building, you know. I think it was about, that replica, oh God, it had to be about 30, 40, maybe 50 feet. I'm not exactly sure, but they built it down to the last glass, last brick, everything, and they did most of the special effects with that. But a lot of this, we were out in front of that Fox Plaza there for 4 months, making noise and creating havoc. But we had a very good camera crew, production crew, and like, I mean, if you messed up something, it was back to the way it was the next day, you know. So it was very interesting to see all of that, you know.
For you, what was the most fun about doing this picture? Was it the action, or was it the people, or?
It was a combination of both. I loved doing the action stuff. I mean, I had never done an action film before where I had to do stunts and whatnot, and that was exciting because, you know, I'm not afraid of doing that, and I wanted to do more, so the director let me do my own stunts. I did drive the car myself and did all of that, and that was fun. And then the people, when you do a Joel Silver picture, Joel Silver and Lawrence Gordon are the producers. When you do a Joel Silver picture, it's like a small family. It's like an ensemble thing, and they make you feel so welcome and so at home that going to work is like going to play. And that gives you a relaxed atmosphere, and you're able to do your best work when you have those kind of conditions around you, you know.
Reginald, what was it like the very first time then that you met Bruce, actor to actor?
Oh, wow. I tell you, the first day I got on the set, he was doing a big fight scene, and I was a little intimidated because, you know, the press tend to play up his personality sometimes in a negative light, and sometimes when you read that, you begin to believe it. You don't know what to expect. And I was a little intimidated, you know, but after a while, I got to know him, and he got to know me, and he's a wonderful guy. I must say that. World, listen, he is a wonderful guy. Don't believe anything you read. He's a fabulous person. He really is. He was very generous with his time, with his professionalism, and his talent, and I really am thankful for that.
Are you at all concerned about the way certain groups are portrayed? For instance, the LA Police Department, the deputy doesn't come off too good, and God knows the newsman doesn't, the television newsman doesn't come off too well.
Well, no, because I feel that I mean, it's only an illusion. It's not real. If you can't laugh at yourselves, then what are we? You know, I think that if anybody goes to a movie thinking that FBI people or police people are really like that, then I think they have to think a little bit, or media people. They're not really like that. It's a film, and I really feel sorry for anybody who really believes that. You know, I mean, it's a story. It's play acting. You know, so I'm not too concerned about that.
Fairy tale.
Fairy tale. That's the word.
Reginald, our time is up, but
it's
been fun talking with you.
Very
I
nice
really
talking with you.
enjoyed it
Yes.
so much.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you in the sequel, if not something in the meanwhile. Okay.
Did you hear that? Thank you.
Let's talk about your film.
Good, Die Hard, yeah.
Die Hard. You and who else is in the movie?
Alan Rickman, Alexander Goodenough, Bonnie Bedelia.
Alexander Goodenough, the Russian dancer.
Russian dancer,
Yeah.
he's still Russian. And he plays one of the bad guys. Alan Rickman's one of the bad guys. Big action-adventure film. I jump off buildings and shoot guns, and you were up for that, weren't you, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was.
That
Sure
close,
I was.
right?
Yeah.
You really came close.
I'm getting all of the old Buddy Ebsen parts. But is this you're happy with this film?
I'm very excited about this film. It opens next Friday.
When is next Friday going to be a blockbuster?
A colossal blockbuster.
Well, now when do you go back to work on Moonlighting? All that's goofed up because of the strike.
The strike, yeah. I really haven't heard anything. Actually, I think they've been talking to Buddy Ebsen to come back, to come on and do a kind of like my guest uncle.
That's a really quite an entertaining show. I was able to see a bunch of them in reruns. Now that when I wasn't working, because when I'm working, I don't get to see it the first time around.
Those reruns are good, aren't they?
Well, no, but I mean, I'm trying to pay a compliment here.
Oh, thank you.
And I was taking it how witty and smart the shows are.
Thank you.
Very nice job, and you and Sybil are great.
Well, thanks very much.
Everything all right there?
Things are good. Things are very good.
Nice to see you. Congratulations
Thanks,
on your
buddy.
upcoming birth year.
Die Hard is the third feature film for Willis. Unlike his earlier efforts, it features considerable action and drama as well as comedy.
Every film that I do is a learning experience for me. I think that Die Hard is the character that I play in this film is closer to me than anything that I've ever done.
Willis plays a cop who finds himself the lone adversary to a group of terrorists who have taken over an office building. They're holding a number of hostages, including his wife. For much of the movie, he is alone. His only contact with others is through a walkie-talkie.
It was a different way of working for me. Most of the things that I've done have been with another actor, with scenes with another actor, wherein I talk, you talk, I talk, you talk. And this film really required me to spend a lot more time in my own imagination, to imagine the people on the other side of the walkie-talkie, to imagine the people outside of the building. And I think I found things that I wouldn't have normally found had I been doing scenes with another actor in the same room.
Audience response to Die Hard has been very good, with crowds being extremely vocal.
It's amazing. I've never experienced that kind of reaction to my work. And being a part of this film is like being a part of a championship ball club. It's very rewarding. We wanted to make a film about ordinary people, about people you can relate to. It's not about a superhero. It's not about a guy who's invincible. It's about a guy who is just the opposite of that, a guy who's very vulnerable.
Can you hit anything? Well, you're the ones got hit what you're shooting at. All I got to do is look good.
Willis hasn't always enjoyed success. His last movie, Sunset, was widely panned. Does he feel that perhaps some reviewers are lying in wait for him?
I don't know. That's what critics do. Critics critique, and they get paid money to do that. And I really don't concern myself with that. I try and do the best job I can as an actor. And once my work is done, it's pretty much up to other people to sell the film. And I like Sunset. I thought it was a great movie.
I'm Harry Martin, Channel 3 reports.
Initial critical reviews of Die Hard were mixed, but with audiences reacting more positively. John McTiernan's direction was praised, but critics were conflicted over Willis's performance, whereas Rickman's performance was praised. The action and violence were criticized by many reviewers, with Die Hard being one of several 1988 films labeled morally objectionable by the Roman Catholic Church.
Our next movie is named Die Hard, and it stars Bruce Willis as an off-duty policeman who attends an office party in a Los Angeles skyscraper and is overlooked when terrorists occupy the building and round up all of the other people. Hiding out on a floor that's still under construction, he wages a one-man war against the bad guys and maintains radio contact with Reginald Vell Johnson as a cop down on the ground. The movie is filled with wall-to-wall action, a lot of it based on the inability of the LA cops to believe that Willis himself is really a cop and not a tricky terrorist. And you got just a glimpse there of the guy in the beard. That's Alan Rickman, who plays the villain and who's really the most interesting character in the movie, kind of an intellectual guy with delusions of superiority. Die Hard has a lot of action scenes like the one on the roof. So many of them you're amazed the skyscraper doesn't turn into the towering inferno. They're dropping explosives down the elevator shaft and whole floors are being blown apart. But you can also see there, I think, one of the big weaknesses of the movie, and that's the idiotic behavior of the Los Angeles Police Department. There was one character in this movie, a deputy chief, whose actions are so stupid and so unmotivated and wrong-headed that finally he just brings the movie to a stop every time he opens his mouth. Bad writing. He always says the wrong thing. He understands nothing. And with a movie like this, once you start picking out the loopholes, and there are a lot of them, it doesn't matter how good the stunts or the special effects are, or even how good Bruce Willis is. You just can't stay interested.
I did stay interested because I saw this as really a mano-a-mano between Bruce Willis, who I think is very good in the film, and Alan Rickman, who is really quite devilish and quite sinister and threatening. And I also like the fact that it is held in the skyscraper, so there is some claustrophobia involving this seeming terrorist attack. There's also a bi-play relationship between Willis and his his former wife, and they want to get that going. She's one of the people that's being captured. But basically, I thought of two guys trapped in a tower
trying to fight it out, and I bought the film.
Well, what about all the cops on the ground? What about this deputy
But
chief?
they stay away from them. They stay away from him.
Willis is brought down to the ground,
yes,
which is a miracle considering that all of the elevator shafts have been dynamited.
I followed him all the way through.
The cop is standing there saying, "We're going to bill you for all the damage you've caused."
There are always
you groan at things.
There
like
are idiotic cops in the Dirty Harry movies too, and you
no.
laugh at them. Come on, because Harry's smarter.
This is not an idiotic cop. This is idiotic writing to make a cop like this when it would have been better if he just pushed the action forward instead of constantly being wrong-headed.
One supporting character, two very interesting lead characters. I like the movie.
Die Hard was released on VHS cassette in January 1989 and was a popular rental, debuting as the third most rented film on early February rental charts, and rising to number 1 the following week.
Bruce Willis, trapped in a building seized by terrorists.
They have already killed one hostage.
He doesn't want to be a hero, but old habits die hard.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Bruce Willis, Die Hard. The box office smash is coming to video cassette.
CBS Fox and Playhouse Video blast through January's doors with a hot lineup of action and award-winning children's stories for the new year. First, Bruce Willis fights a one-man war in the heart-stopping thriller Die Hard. The action continues with 12 more mind-blowing adventures from the all-new CBS Fox Action Collection. Plus, Come Fly With Me, a high-pace, high-energy video of basketball superstar Michael Jordan. And Playhouse Video premieres an award-winning series of video story breaks and other superb children's collections. Plus, CBS Fox Video's triple dose of Muppets, all at an irresistibly low price. The crowds will be barreling through your doors on January 26th, so don't procrastinate. Order up Die Hard, the Action Collection, Come Fly With Me, and Fun for the Young by January 10th. It's Christmas Eve in L.A.
California.
Is Daddy coming home with you? Well, we'll see what Santa and Mommy can do, okay?
And New York cop John McClane has come to see his wife.
I missed you.
Instead, he's going to have to save her.
Sit down.
Hey!
Within this skyscraper high above the city, 12 terrorists have declared war.
They're about to be taught a lesson in the real use of power.
They are as brilliant.
Because I am interested in the $640 million in your vault.
As they are ruthless.
And I'm telling you, you're just going to have to kill me. Okay. We do it the hard way.
Now, the last thing McClane wants.
Think, David, think.
Is to be a hero.
Where's Holly? They took her! Where?
But old habits die hard.
What does he think he's doing?
Job.
They have already killed one hostage.
This channel is reserved for emergency calls only.
Lady, do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
He's inside? Who is he? Who are you then? You are most troublesome for a security guard.
Sorry, wrong guess, Hans. Would you like to go for double jeopardy?
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. But you just destroyed a building. And I am in charge of this situation.
Well, I got some bad news for you. From up here, it doesn't look like you're in charge of Jack.
He is alone, he is tired, and he hasn't seen diddly squat from anybody down here.
Hey, pal, how you feeling?
But all things being equal, I'd rather be in Philadelphia. I want blood.
And you'll have it.
Only John can drive somebody that crazy.
He's an easy guy to like.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
And a hard man to kill. Bruce Willis, Die Hard.
Got invited to the Christmas party by mistake. Who knew?
And what a party it's been. The 40 stories of sheer adventure in this film have added up to over $80 million at the box office. In fact, theatrical audiences rated Die Hard A+ among the top summer releases, the highest rating possible. And the critics agreed. For sheer roller coaster thrills, the pick of the crop is Die Hard. This is a film to be seen again and again, indicating an enormous potential for repeat video viewing.
All right, here's the deal.
CBS Fox Video intends to jump on this potential with a hard-hitting national television campaign. TV spots airing on CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox Television, MTV, and others will repeatedly reach every target viewer, and not just during the release month.
Shoot the glass.
We'll shatter the airwaves with spots airing throughout a 4-month period, continuing to regenerate consumer interest in the title. TV advertising means incremental profits. Die Hard will be advertised up to 10 weeks after street date to keep our rental turn rate high. Add to that consumer and enthusiast ads in leading publications, and you'll want to stock very deep in anticipation of the hot consumer demand.
Better be calling your pants down, huh?
We'll also turn up the heat in your retail outlets with an explosive poster and 3-dimensional 6-foot standee.
Add all that up, they're here to stay.
Certainly, the film owes much of its overwhelming success to the popularity of moonlighting star Bruce Willis.
It was a physically exhausting film. I did most of my own stunts in this. I really trained hard for this film and got in good shape. I really wanted to do a lot of my own stunts because I think that always lends a lot of production value to the picture. And it was a lot of fun.
Against all odds, in the building and on the screen, Bruce Willis really pulls this one off.
With relentless energy and smashing special effects, this riveting action thriller has audiences rising to their feet and screaming at the screen. Die Hard is dynamite. An $80 million box office gross. The star power of Bruce Willis in the ever-popular action-adventure genre. An explosive national television support campaign. This adds up to a solid video mega hit that promises to blast your rentals sky high and blow your profits through the roof. Die Hard.
Who knew?
Die Hard is the name of 3 video games, one released for the Commodore 64 in 1990, one released for the PC Engine in 1990, and the other for the NES in 1991 by Activision.
That's Paris in the spring.